is a lovely one. I'm feeling called to say, how do you nurture yourself? How do you show up for you every day and do something calm and peaceful and relaxing and loving and warm? Like doing something for you that feels like giving yourself a hug, taking that first sip of hot cocoa, putting on a cozy robe, reading a book, hiding under the covers, taking a bath, buying some flowers at Trader Joe's just because, painting. What do you do to nurture yourself? What do you do just for you? I think when I started putting a real focus on nurturing me is when I unlocked a level of happiness and self-love that started to radiate off of me and be felt by everyone. As it really does, it starts with you. You know, that internal world, that internal love that you cultivate within you projects outward, and it touches every single person you come into contact with. And I notice it in small ways. Like, for example, I go to Chipotle a lot because I'm a little bit of a creature of habit, and my gut microbiome gets used to eating a certain thing, and then I just kind of get addicted to it, and I like it, and I just go, and I'm proud to say I'm a regular at Chipotle, but I love the routine of it, you know? I love getting in my car and listening to just like uplifting, beautiful music on loop, and getting out of my car and saying hi to everyone in the Chipotle because I'm a regular, and they give me a free bag of chips, and I get really happy doing little things like that. I saw something the other day that said, this is funny. It's like people who feel deeply, little things can make them sad, but little things can make them happy. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's so me. Because you can't just pick one. You can't just be someone who finds the joy in little things. It doesn't work like that. There's a light and a shadow to every single emotion or every quality. To be someone who finds joy in the smallest, tiniest little things, you're probably going to find sadness in the tiniest little things, or tears unexpectedly. And these unexpected moments where tears just well up. It's kind of happening right now as I'm talking about it. But I go to this Chipotle, and the staff lately, the last 2 weeks, have been like, you just look so good. Your energy is amazing lately. You got a man, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I feel like I'm full of love. I genuinely feel like I'm full of love. Every day amazes me. Every day amazes me. I was at my... Okay, so I'll have a couple of stories actually because they're really fun. This just sums it up. Yesterday, I went to this transcendental meditation class, which was so beautifully soothing. I never miss, because we do these chantings together and we harmonize. And it is so powerful to be in the same room with sound bowls playing these beautiful frequencies, and brothers and sisters and these perfect harmonized voices saying the same thing. And it really feels like taking a bar of soap to my mind. And when you're focused on saying something and almost singing, and humming, your mind just clears. And it's such a beautiful experience. So I have this wonderful chanting experience. And then afterwards, the instructor comes up to me and she's like, your energy is beautiful. You just radiate light. And, what's your sign? And I'm like, I'm a Scorpio. And she's like, oh, of course, you have such an alluring, energy and mystery to you. And you just strike me as a mystic. And I want to invite you to something special. I was like, okay. And she's like, I'm having a saint from India come visit my house on Wednesday, and it's going to be a lecture style, and you can ask him questions, and if you want, you can bring him a little gift, like a bouquet of flowers or some food. And I was like, wow, that sounds awesome. I've never met a saint from India before. And immediately I was like, can I bring my friends Danny and Talia? And she was like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, yay. So I immediately get out of my class and I text Danny and Talia saying, hey guys, my instructor just invited me to meet a saint from India on Wednesday. Want to come? And Danny was like, bruh, this is the best text I've ever seen. And I'm just laughing because I'm like, what is life? And then while I was chanting in that class, I get a Venmo request from Danny, who just randomly sent me a large amount of money because he wanted to thank me for all of the conversations we've had and all of the unofficial coaching that I've helped him through, and that he's coaching now, so he uses some of the things that we did together in his coaching sessions. And I'm just like, what is life? What is life right now? What are the odds that I'm sitting in a amazing meditation class that I only went to at the very last possible second. I got this sudden urge at 5:22 p.m. to drive to this meditation class, and literally it was at 5:30. I got in my car. I ran down the stairs, got in my car. I was like, something's telling me I have to be in this class. I'm rushing my way there. I get to the class, of this amazing experience. And then, of course, while I'm in the class chanting, Danny sends me this money. And then this woman invites me to her home on Wednesday. And it's just oh my gosh, what is life? Life is just amazing. And I think that what I've been really leaning into and seeing come through so strongly lately is the power of listening to that intuitive voice. That voice that told me yesterday, it's 5:22, but run downstairs, jump in your car, and go to that class. There's something just telling me I have to be there. And then I went. And so many good things happened, and now I have plans on Wednesday to meet a saint from India. It's literally in my calendar as Saint from India, 6 to 7. What are the odds of that? And one of the through lines that I'm connecting as I'm talking is the best things, some of the absolute best things that have happened to me lately have come because I've had this commitment to nurturing myself and just investing in me. Going to a class because my intuition said so. Going on a walk randomly at 4:30 and following my intuition through the trail, and then turning left instead of right like I always do, and then bumping into a dear friend who I haven't seen in a while and having an amazing conversation with them that ends up putting me on a different path, and then being invited to something. I mean, there's just been a tremendous amount of synchronicities and magic in my life lately. And when I look at the through line, it's me following my intuition and unlocking these moments of joy and presence and openness and luck because I chose to do something for me, do something to make me happy, do something to nurture me. So I just feel called to encourage you to reflect on this, encourage you to think about, are you leaving room in your day for magic to unfold? Is there something that you could add to your everyday routine that's just a little different, even if it's just taking a different route on your walks or on your workouts, or if it's speaking up more than you usually do to the cashier at the Chipotle, or if it's being in a workout class and saying hi to the person next to you. What are just little things that you can add to your day to increase the surface area for luck, the surface area for magic to unfold? It's just, I think about my life lately, and I think about how just overwhelmingly grateful I am. Every moment just seems to lead to a better one, and I'm so full of love, and I'm taking care of myself so well, and I'm following my joys and following my passions and creating all the time. I think it's I said this in one of the other meditation diaries, but I create so much when I feel safe and taken care of. So much. When I feel safe and taken care of, I write, I make these videos. What else do? I paint. I started illustrating and drawing. I make mood boards, vision boards. I host these events, and my events, my walks have been just incredible lately because my energy is so high. And I just feel called to share, how are you taking care of you? Can you look at your days right now? Do you feel like there's magic in your days? If there's not, how can you make room for magic? How can you I understand we're all busy, but how can you do something a little different? Or if you have a really regimented schedule, how can you make time for the magic? I'll give an example of this. My friend Talia and I went on a walk last week, and she was telling me about how she has a really hard time writing, even though she loves to write, and finding those creative juices. And I look at her calendar, and there's no space for creativity to unfold, because it's funny, I think, when we put together our days and our work days, if we have control over when these meetings are, a lot of the time we trick ourselves into thinking, oh, well, if I have a meeting and then I leave 30 minutes and then I have another meeting and then I leave 30 minutes, we trick ourselves into thinking that 30 minutes in between meetings is going to contain anything other than us resting or being anxious about the next meeting in 30 minutes. And so what I do that really opens up my opportunity for creativity is to stack all of my meetings one after the other and leave the rest of the day for me to free flow. And that works so well. I'm able to focus so much better. I'm able to create. I'm able to do my best work. Oh my gosh. If you want to have more magic in your life, you have to create the space for it. You have to be open to it. Magic doesn't just happen, luck doesn't just happen. They say you have to make your own luck, but you literally have to make the space for your own luck to happen. You have to actually look at your routines and say, what is something I could do a little bit differently to create space for luck here? You know? Luck isn't going to find you if you're doing the same exact thing in the same exact way every time. It's those small micro adjustments that over enough time horizon open the door for you to have a luckier life. And then you get to the point where you are so present, you are so open that you start to see this stuff everywhere. This was not happening to me, my life the way it is now. Opportunities around every single corner, getting texts, getting invited to meet a saint from India, getting bumping into someone on the trail who invites me to an event that ends up changing my life. I mean, the rapid amount of life-changing events in my life recently, it has accelerated at such a high pace. I can't even put it into words for you. But years ago, when I was more reclusive and I was more to myself and I was more socially anxious and I didn't really make eye contact and I didn't go outside of my little routine, this stuff was not happening to me. I can see the drastic difference, and the only thing that changed was my openness. The magic is there if you're open to it. So what I encourage you to do, 2 things. Number 1, do a nurturing audit, okay? How are you nurturing yourself on a daily basis? Because if you feel safe, you feel good, you feel love within yourself, that extends outward and that can be felt by people. And then number 2, are you leaving room for the magic in your day-to-day life? And how can you create space for magic to unfold? Those are the 2 things I would love to leave you with, because I'm just seeing those 2 things pay off in a big way in my life right now. And I want to just share that magic with you. I want you to have a life that's so freaking fulfilling that you just start crying randomly because you're so grateful and so overwhelmed with the magic and with the joy, and then you can't stop smiling and your little cheeks hurt. That's what I want for you. So before I leave you, because I've been talking for 17 minutes somehow. I always talk for that long. It's like a black hole. I don't know. I don't know how I end up talking for that long every time. Every time I think it's 2 minutes and then it's way longer. So anyway, thanks for listening. Before we go, let's just breathe together. This is one way we can take care of ourselves right now in the moment, okay? So let's breathe together. Are you ready? Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Gosh, that feels so good. I love breath work. I wish I could give you a big hug. I'm feeling so warm and cuddly today. I've just been feeling so full of love for everybody lately, and I just want to kiss your head and give you a big hug, and life has been so good lately. I wish the same for you. Thank you for being here with me, and I hope you have a great week. See you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.